I'm pretty sure we can all agree that we need to have more exercise, more physical activity in our lives to stay fit. And at the beginning of every year, we always have a New Year's resolution to stay fit and get healthy. But at the end of the day, we always lack the access, or at least the last year has made it a little bit harder for us to be able to get consistent access to either gyms or even going outdoors. So if you're looking for a home solution or something to augment your home gym, we're definitely going to be covering today something that should interest you. I'm talking about the Mobvoi home treadmill that is one of the simplest treadmills to set up, comes almost entirely assembled, very easy to get basically to get your workout done in any situation. Even if you're sitting on your computer, you'll be able to actually get your walking or your steps in by the end of the day. This is TK. Thank you very much to Mobvoi for allowing me to check out their treadmill, but let's not waste any time. My video is based on using this treadmill for over a month. Let's check it out. Before we go too far, make sure you like and subscribe and hit that bell icon so that you're always notified to whenever we have new videos for you guys on the channel. When it comes to packaging, the treadmill is actually almost 95% assembled. The only thing you're missing out of the treadmill realistically is the armrest. So if you want to be able to install those, that's something you want to be able to do. Setup took me roughly about 5 minutes, and they include almost all of everything that you need really to be able to use it. So you have the remote, you have some wrenches to be able to adjust, even to be able to actually put on those armrests, and of course adjust the belt depending if you have to have any concerns there. As far as the physical dimension of the treadmill itself, it's 4 inches high or so thick and about 2 feet wide and 4 feet long. So very nice, very simple. And when folded, you're able to actually put it under your bed, under a couch. So it shouldn't have any problems putting it away. As far as the accessories and what we get here essentially is a power cord, some oil to be able to make sure that it gets hydrated or lubricated, and of course, last but not least, is the instruction manual in case you need to set it up and get everything set up correctly. And as far as using it, you pretty much have 2 different modes. There's a running mode and a walking mode, and the difference between the two is where the riser is put in. That riser is where that kind of goes on the front when you put in those armrests. If it's standing up, it's a running mode, and it'll go all the way from 0 basically up to 12 kilometers, which is 7.5 miles an hour. And as far as running, when you have the riser down, it's limited to go all the way up to 4 kilometers, which essentially is a fast-paced walk, but again, keeps it consistent with the way you use it. When the riser is down, the remote is pretty much the only way to control it. And of course, when the riser is up, you have the button configuration that's also present at the front. One of the other nice attachments that they also provide us is a smartphone holder that's present at the top. And of course, we have the emergency pull lever there in case for some reason you fall or you have any problems. The design is very nice, very clean, and very shiny. There's a Bluetooth speaker that's built in on the top right, and that's more closer present to you, and you're able to raise the volume to a really good level. Pairing it is very simple. Just turn on your Bluetooth adapter on your phone, and of course pair it to media, and you'll be able to play music straight on the treadmill. So no headphones needed with this one. Last but not least, there's a nice little catch, more like a debris catch at the bottom so that it doesn't actually dirty the area that's around it. And of course, as I mentioned, you're able to adjust the belt in case you have any kind of if the belt is basically going to the left or the right, you can adjust it to center. Definitely very nice. All in all, the setup for me took me less than 5 minutes, and I seriously mean all it took me basically opening up the box, putting it on the floor, connecting it to the wall, and of course installing the armrest, and it was pretty simple to go. The controller and the remote basically are very independent from each other. So you could use the remote to be able to turn it on, increase and decrease the speed, which is pretty much what you could do with the bar that's present on the riser. The cool thing though is on the riser you can actually see where you are, and as I mentioned to you guys, it starts off from 0 all the way basically when you turn it on to about 12 kilometers an hour, which is what the 0 to 12 is present on the actual treadmill. It's basically 7.5 miles, which is actually pretty decent speed if you're a runner. For me, roughly, I stay around the 7, so as much as, depending on your personal preference, you can go anywhere from 0 all the way to where you need. Again, walking style pretty much just limits it to 4 kilometers an hour, which means it's basically a fast-paced walk. And it's great for offices because it's so thin. As I mentioned, it's 2 feet wide by 4 feet long, and which makes it very simple to be basically, even in this situation, I can put it under this desk. And of course, if my desk was raised a little bit higher, I can actually work with it a little bit more. I've clocked in roughly about almost 2 marathons worth of running in this. I run literally 3 times a week, and I like to do basically a 6 to 10K run every time I do this. And for me, long runs on this have been very, very comfortable, very easy. It took me a little bit of adjustment to this as there's a little bit of an incline on the actual treadmill. It's not very pronounced, but definitely different if you're used to running more of a flat surface. Now, as far as functionality and compatibility, there's no app support, and pretty much all you need to literally is plug it into the wall. Running on this is very nice. It's not very loud overall, so it's not going to disturb everybody. And of course, for me, I used it downstairs. So I haven't had an experience with it where I'm in a second story or third story. But for storage purposes, as I mentioned to you guys, it's super easy to basically store. There's a lever on both sides of the risers, or actually there's a lever on the right side of the riser that enables us to move it up and down. You do need to remove the arm rest if you're going to be doing that quite often, but if you're going to keep it in more of a running situation, the way I have, it works perfectly fine. Other than that, I think the overall experience is very easy, very simple. It's priced really well. There's a coupon in the description below, of course, for you guys to be able to save some money off of this one, as well as if you'd like to pick up a pair of headphones from Mobvoi, there's also another coupon in there for their Mobvoi ANC headphones. Overall, I want to say thank you very much to Mobvoi for allowing me to check out this treadmill. If there's one thing probably that I would like to, or maybe one or two things that I'd love to be able to see improved in the next generation, I would probably say, first and foremost, maybe include a little bit longer power cord. They only included a 3-foot power cord, which should be okay for most of us. But for me, the way my power connector, everything was, it's actually sitting on the counter in the kitchen area where I have my treadmill, and 3 foot wasn't just not enough. So I ended up using one from my PC. The other thing I probably would say is maybe have an option for a bigger holder, maybe a tablet holder, because I feel like that experience would be a lot more enjoyable, especially when you're running for 30 to 40 minutes. Smartphones are great, but they're smaller. The displays can basically maybe get a little bit tired after a while. A large tablet would definitely benefit from that type of a configuration. But again, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you again for Mobvoi for allowing me to check it out. I'll see you guys in the next video, and stay fit and get your steps in every day. See you guys next time.